Hi guys, Brandon here from Cornerstone FX, and we're back this week with another educational video. As you've seen from one of our previous videos, Nathan did his way of support and resistance, which I myself use as well. But as you can see from our weekly videos, the way I look at my levels, monthly, weekly, daily levels, and sometimes I even go down to 4 hour and 1 hour. I'm going to show you exactly how I get those levels on my chart. Okay, so as you know, the market moves in certain ways. We look for areas of support, areas of resistance, certain areas of supply, certain areas of demand. How I determine those levels is what I'm going to show you today. Okay, great. So right now I'm on Euro JPY. I cleared my chart. I'm starting brand new, fresh, and I am on the monthly time frame. So on the monthly time frame, we're going to zoom out our chart, just enlarge it as big as possible so we can see it quite clearly. And we're going to go back a year. Let's do this 1 year back. So currently we are in July, the month of July. And if I go back to 2020, the month of July, which is around about this area, let me just go one more back so I can know exactly where we're looking at. And I'm going to draw a box right around this area. That is from July 2020 to July 2021, where we are currently. Okay, once I've got that marked out, I'll take that out. I'm going to then go ahead and put on the top week of the previous month. So we're not going to use July because July has not closed its month yet. So we're going to use June. We're going to go from the top week, the top of the week right over there, as accurate as possible. We're going to place a horizontal line just like that. Let me make this color black. So at the top of the week for month of June, and then we're going to go to the bottom of the week for the month of July 2020. So let's do this. This was July right over here, and this is the bottom week. And now what we're looking for is 1000 pips minimum, maximum 1000 pips maximum. If it's more than that, we are then going to move it. So let's have a look here. As you can see, we are on 1400 pips. So this is way too high. Okay, so what we do then is we move our horizontal line to the next month, which is May. And as you can see, that is exactly where it is. So we're going to go to the next month, which is then April. This is April 2021. Let's have a look then. We are still over 1200. Let's move the bottom one to the next month, which would be right over here. So going back on top, we'll use month for month. However, here we're going to use the next week, which would be the month of October. The last low is what I'm trying to say. So we move this to the last low, which is right about there. Let's move this. We're still a bit over 1.1. Let's bring this further down to right over there. The next week, which is that. And I believe this should give us our 923. That's perfect. Okay, great. So once we've got below 1000 pips, we're going to round this off to the nearest zero. Coordinates, and I'll use this as 700. So that was 729. I'm going down to 700, and this one will be 500. 500, just like that. Then what we're going to do is we're going to measure from the top to the bottom, just like that, and we're going to put a horizontal line right above. There we go. And we'll go get this into the nearest 100, which would be 700 again. And we get the bottom one. Let's do this. So we need a bottom monthly level. And let's get that in there just like that. to the nearest 100, which would be 400. So we're going to try and get this as accurate as possible, to the nearest 100 week for week. Let's do that. And obviously what I do is, from what you've seen, I then just name these the monthly. I call it monthly level, but obviously it's a monthly zone because it doesn't always go to the pip. It's always in that area, in and around that area. So I'll say, for the sake of this video, monthly zone. We want this in black. We want this top right, just like it is there. Great. Let me copy this, because this is what I'm going to be using for all of them. And I'm just going to lock that so it doesn't move around. Let's go to the next one. Monthly zone. We want that in black. And we are going to lock that. Okay, great. Once we've got all the monthly zones in, I am then going to take this block out because we no longer need that. And then what we'll do is we're going to take out a fib, and we will take it from the bottom, from the top to the bottom. We'll start right here. For this one, we can actually go down to the weekly zone because we're going to be drawing the weekly levels. Let's just move this to the right. We're going to need this as accurate as possible. So we put that exactly on that monthly, and right here on this monthly zone. And then right now what we'll do is we'll draw on the 50% fib, just like that. This I'm going to make a red. And as you know, we're going to get this to the nearest 100, which would be just like that. And we need this to be the weekly zone in red, just like that. Okay, great. And then we just copy and paste that going down. So we'll draw fib from that monthly zone right over there to the monthly right over there. And I'm gonna get that on the 50% fib, right, just like that. 50% fib. Let's round that off to the nearest 100. 080, so that's 100. Let's get that in there. Copy it, lock it, and we'll continue that going down. So let me get all of that in. Okay, great. And once we've got all our weekly zones in, we're going to do it one last time. Like I said, I'm just going to be doing the monthly, weekly, and daily. But what I'm doing right here is what I'll continue doing, going down to the 4-hour to get my 4-hour zone level, my 1-hour zone level, and you can even go further than that if you trade smaller time frames. Okay, so I will then do this one last time with the daily. And as you can imagine, with the daily levels, I draw it from the monthly down to the weekly, just like that. I am on the weekly still, but I mean the levels don't move. But let me go down to the daily. It does look a bit more accurate, as you can see, if I would draw this from exactly on that monthly and exactly on that weekly. I then draw a horizontal line on the 50%. What I'm going to do now is I'm going to make this 50%. I'm going to make the daily zone blue. That's just the color I like, which is the color I will use. Let's do that. A nice blue, just like that. That looks more turquoise to me. Let's do blue like that. There we go. And we are going to name it and round it off. 405, so that's 400. Let's make this blue, and this will be the daily zone, just like that. Okay, great. Let me copy that, lock it, and we will then do that with the next one from the weekly down to the next monthly, and on that 50% just like this. Exactly on it just like that. Let's then name it and coordinate it. This will then be 869, so that's 900. There we go. We will lock that so it doesn't move, and I'm just going to quickly do that for the rest of them. Okay, great. And I'm doing the last one now as we speak. Let's just get this from the weekly right down to our daily. Sorry, from the weekly right down to our monthly to create the new daily level. Let's do that on the 50% as perfect as possible. And we'll make this 693. So this will be 700. Daily zone. Let's lock it. Let's lock it. Oh no, I cleared it by mistake. Let's lock it. Whoa, what is going on? Okay, great. With all our levels back in, monthly, daily, weekly, daily, monthly, all our zones are in. Let's just quickly go back to the monthly. Let's have a look how it looks. So as you can see, I started here with the monthly. In the monthly, I went one below and one on top. And in between, I got the weekly and the daily zones. So this is how it looks when it's all zoomed out on the chart. Quite messy, but let's zoom in and see how accurate these levels are. So if I go down to the weekly time frame, as you can see, price touched out daily, went and right over there. We got some accurate levels. As you can see, price bounced off them quite nicely. Let's go down to the daily. Let's zoom this out and see. As you can see, price is touching our levels and reacting around them quite nicely. Look at that. Look at that. If I go further back, like I said, the market moves in a pattern. So as you can see, here are the weekly levels move reacting off it quite nicely right over there. Went a little bit over, but as you can see, broke, retest, and then flew down. This you could see as a retest, but it did go a little bit higher and then came back down. So I use this as a level. It's a zone for me. So I don't trade it setting buy limits and sell limits. What I do is I look and I see how the market reacts as it approaches this area. As you can see, right over here, we were in a nice bullish uptrend. Higher highs, higher lows, higher highs. We reacted off the egg, made just a higher low, and then we broke right above. As soon as we broke it, I'm going to give you an example of how I trade these zones. So here we reacted, came back down, higher low, made a higher high, broke this daily, came back for a retest. This I would then consider a retest. And as you can see, one day we tried to break, coming back down, and we couldn't. We closed above. Second day, tried again, closed above. Nice weak rejections. Let's just circle this and see how it looked on the 4 hour. This was the 2 days on the daily. However, this would be a retest. If you trade the daily, you could trade it just like that. Looking for a long position at the close of that. Stops just below. And you could have rode it all the way to the next monthly level. If you're looking for a 1 to 3, that would have been right over there. You could have reached almost a 1 to 4. But that would have been a nice trade. Just like that. Up, down, straight to the top. And obviously right there, it didn't quite reach to the pip. Like I said, it doesn't reach the pip. We have to analyze and see how it reacts around this zone. But that would have been a nice 1 to 3 that you could have caught just like that. something just like that. However, if you do go on the 4-hour time frame, 4 hour and 1 hour, what you would do is, like I said, I marked that. So let's have a look what's going on the 4 hour. On the 4 hour time frame, we would then look for a nice break and retest, market change, market structure, higher highs, higher lows, because we are in a bullish uptrend. We should never forget the uptrend that we are in, the trend that we are in, rather. And let's see if we can find that. Here we go. This is where we were. And as you can see, perfect. Perfect, perfect, perfect. Just like this. We got the break. So right over here, you could have entered on this bullish pin bar. Price would have went up, came back down, and then here a nice bullish engulfing candle. So the same. I mean, the entries are almost the same in any case. If you entered there or here, you would have put your stops just below, and you could have wrote this for a nice 1 to 3, which would have been something like this. And let's see where take profit would have hit right over there. So that's how I trade with these zones. Like I said, it is a zone, so it's not exactly on that. It's always around the area. So something like that, always around. And look how it reacts as it is approaching. So as it approached right over here, the monthly zone, it didn't quite reach it, but then the next candle on the 4 hour time frame closes a nice bearish engulfing candle, right? So that would have been a nice entry or a nice opportunity to then start looking for sells right over there. Sell stops just above, and you could have wrote this as well for a nice 1 to 3. Let's see if we can get a nice 1 to 3 with this. Come on, come on. There we go. Beautiful 1 to 3 from. So initially we write it from the daily back to the monthly, or the daily to the monthly, and then from the monthly back down to the daily. And once it reaches this area, once again, we analyze and see what we could do to get the next move to the upside, or wait for the break and retest. On this one, price tried to break, couldn't, went back up, came back down, couldn't. So already you can see that, as Nathan explained in his videos, this thing creates a nice area of support right over there. And if you were a conservative trader, you'd have take the last high. So this would have been a lower high, lower low. This would have been the latest lower high before making an equal lower low right over here, creating the support. You would have wait for the break. The retest would have been this candle right here, or you would have wait for this nice bullish candle giving us momentum. And that would have been another clear way of entering this, which would have been something like that. Stops just below and ride this back up to the monthly, giving us again 1 to 3 risk to reward. Let's see if we can get a nice 1 to 3. Let's have a look. Okay, again, didn't touch it, just depend on your spreads. You could have, and depend on where you put your stop loss, because if you put your stop loss below the bullish engulfing of which you entered, you would have definitely got your 1 to 3, something like this. But like I said, it's all subject to your risk management and how you enter these markets. As you can see, a nice winning trade here, a nice winning trade here, a nice winning trade here. And all we are doing is analyzing and looking at how the market reacts at our daily zone, monthly zone, weekly zone, whichever it is that we're trading at. All right. Thanks, guys. That's it from us. I hope this video is of use to you. I hope you can make use of it in your own trading. Make it your own. See what works for you. Back test it. I've spent months and months trading these zones on my own, using a demo account, then going over into a live account, and I've seen great success from it, and I hope you can too. Before I let you go, please like, share, and subscribe, and we'll see you in the next one.